So for those who are new to Pan Global, as Eric said, we've got a new copper discovery in southern Spain, in the Iberian Pirate Belt, and as Eric mentioned, this is the land of giants when it comes to very large volcanogenic massive sulfide ore deposits. So yeah, this is the next. So just a few highlights. The project is in Andalusia, in southern Spain. It's where most of Spain's mining industry is located and where it's been for decades. In fact, it's been mined more or less continuously for more than 2,000 years. We've got producing mines either side of us. We've got excellent infrastructure which can provide us some potential low-cost development options. Yeah, the important thing is we've got near surface copper mineralisation with tin, silver and some other metals. The grades and thicknesses look very well suited to an open pit, and hopefully we will be developing the next world-class deposit in the Iberian Pirate Belt. Look, we've got loads of upside, exploration upside. The La Romana discovery, where we're drilling at the moment, it's got large size potential written all over it. It's open in all directions at this stage, and only a small part of the target tested to date. And to add to that, we've got, this is just one of many targets, and we think we've got good potential to make additional discoveries in the property package. So fingers crossed. So as Eric said, we're drilling at the moment. We're in our phase 4 program. We're up to hole number 62 now. We started the year having completed 28 drill holes. So we'll just keep the 2 rigs turning for as long as we've got places to drill at the moment, and it's going pretty well. We're going to extend some of the geophysics shortly. We're also about to start some metallurgical test work, and I think a really important thing to watch out for is the permitting of the adjacent Al-Andalus property, which is right next to our discovery and hosts a number of big targets that look really right for making another find like La Romana. Just quickly on the capital structure, we've got about 150 million shares out, nearly 14% held by the directors. We're in a good cash position. As of yesterday, we had over 3.1 million in the bank, and so we're in good shape with warrants to come in as well. We've got some due in August, another batch due in December, and some middle of next year. If all those are exercised and they're all in the money today, that would net us another 7 million. So the project is located at the eastern end of the Iberian Pirate Belt, this area shown in grey, where our project's about an hour's drive northwest of the city of Seville. It's got excellent infrastructure, sealed road access to the project, 70 kilometres from Freeport Smelter by the coast there at Huelva. You can see some of the other operators in the belt just to the east of us. First Quantum operating the Las Cruces mine. Right next door to us, Group of Mexico looking to restart the old Asnocoya and Los Frailes deposits and mines, and Atalaya are mining at the site of the original Rio Tinto mine. Trafigura have 3 mines in the belt, and then you've got Lundin, who are operating the giant, phenomenal ore deposit at Neves Corvo. So the project, this is the project outline in yellow here, the La Romana target where we're drilling at the moment. This red blob was a gravity target initially, and you can see the proximity of the property to Atalaya's mining operation over here, and we're right next door to Group of Mexico. As I said, we're 600 metres from the edge of the Asnocoya open pit. These were 2 big giant VMS deposits right next door to us, and then off to the east you've got First Quantum's Las Cruces mine, one of the largest, highest grade open pit copper mines in the world. So we're in good company, we're in a good location, probably the biggest volcanogenic massive sulfide deposit in the world here. 2 giants right next door to us, and another spectacular deposit just down the road. So a good address. Here's the Al-Andalus area that we're waiting to get granted. hugely prospective. And I think the key bit to this area, it's quite unique. We're in a unique situation. But due to the property history here, this patch of ground had remained unexplored since the mid-1980s when Exxon did some work. So otherwise, this is a very heavily explored belt. So we're in a really unique situation. A few highlights. We've only tested one target at the moment, and our first holes in that target were discovery holes. And you can see hole 2 here, 20 odd metres, 1.5% copper equivalent, including a high grade section, 7 metres at over 3.4% copper equivalent. And that was from about a 40 metres down hole. Importantly, this intersection included some high tin, and that's one economically important, like copper. Tin's going great guns at the moment, has a good outlook. But it's what it means also from an exploration point of view, in that high tin in this type of deposit is unusual, and it only really occurs in the very big copper-rich VMS deposits. And two of the best examples of that are Neves Corvo in the same belt in Portugal and Kidd Creek in Canada. So we think that's a very good sign for us. As we've had 100% hit rate with our drilling so far. Every hole has hit copper. We continue to do so. Another thing about this area is the permitting. This area has an excellent track record of converting exploration success into mining licenses. So again, a good area to be in. So we've got potential here for a large deposit and other big targets right near to us. As Eric mentioned, we put out some news just yesterday, the latest batch of drill results from the current program. Again, we've continued that 100% hit rate. Our open pit target is continuing to grow, and we've seen sort of continuous copper mineralisation over 700 metres of strike length so far, and at least down 300 metres dip. It's open along strike both directions, open down dip and partly up dip as well. And you can see some of the recent highlights, and hole 40 that we put in yesterday's news release. 50 odd metres of percent copper equivalent, including a good high grade section there at 26.6 metres at nearly 1.4% copper equivalent. Again, from about 40 metres down hole depth. That's a great thickness. Excellent interval for this style of mineralisation. Importantly, the upper part of that hole included 7 metres of supergene enrichment style chalcocite mineralisation. So that's the first really high grade intersection of that style of mineralisation we've seen. We hope there's more of it. And we're waiting for a bunch of drill holes. So a lot of samples results to come in, with another 18 holes completed since yesterday's news release, and the 2 drill rigs going flat out. Just very quickly give an idea of the size of the target. It is a very big target, and this is just a depth slice through the IP chargeability that we did last year. It's a very big anomaly, very strong. It's open to the west, open to the east. We have a separate target up to the north, which is untested at the moment. And I've just overlain the outline of the 70 million tonne Los Frailes deposit over the top of that, just to give a sense of scale here. And we've got plenty of room for a big deposit, just based on the geophysics. So just looking at the drill area, this, as I said, we've completed 62 holes. This red outlines the area we're drilling at the moment. We've drilled probably in about half of the original gravity target that drew us to the area to begin with. It's still open to the west, open east, open north and south. The yellow dots here are the holes we're waiting for results on. These two, the yellow and the pink polygons, those are downhole electromagnetic conductor anomalies which coincide perfectly with the copper mineralisation, and suggest we could grow this quite a bit from what we've got already. But as I said, mineralisation now stretching over more than 700 metres, down depth for 300 metres. A couple of cross sections. There's a cross section with a couple of the original discovery holes. Nearly 20 to 30 metre intersections of over 1% copper equivalent from, in this case, just 7.5 metres down dip. Just enough cover to keep it so it wasn't visible to to the Romans who explored it a couple of thousand years ago. And then the next section, 300 metres over, which includes the hole we reported yesterday with the 50 odd metres of percent copper equivalent. It's very simple, moderate dipping geometry, very continuous across the area, open down dip in every section at this stage. Stepping over another 150 metres, we're targeting an off-hole down EM conductor anomaly. First hole hit massive chalcopyrite. We stepped back from that, 2 other holes. Both those hit massive sulphide, massive chalcopyrite again. We're now showing that mineralisation to continue all the way to almost to surface, giving us about 300 metres of dip. You can see the grades here of some of this massive chalcopyrite, spectacular. And at those grades, every cubic metre is worth about $4,000, which is hugely valuable. All right, just another look at the project. This is looking down towards the southwest. You see all the drill holes. These are 3 IP cross sections, IP anomaly cross sections, and what it's telling us is that we've got good potential to grow the deposit down dip in this area. With only half the conductor plate, upper half of the conductor plate tested. Most of this big conductor anomaly here coincides with that massive chalcopyrite down dip here is untested at this stage, and it's up here where we've got a few drill holes at the moment where we hope to extend that sort of thick high grade mineralisation like we reported yesterday. So a lot of room for this to grow even further yet. Stepping back a little bit further, the 2 conductor anomalies in drilling I showed, and there's some historical old IP and mesolar mass information from Exxon from the early 1980s, and which coincides very well with our geophysics and suggests that mineralisation could extend another half a kilometre to the west towards the old La Romana mine workings, and perhaps another kilometre or more further to the east. So that gives us an overall target of about 2.5 kilometres strike length, and another target up to the north. So we're going to do some more geophysics, see if that grows, that northern target grows, but also see if we can follow this mineralisation we've been intersecting at La Romana down dip, given that most of the drilling at the moment is in the upper 200 metres. So big target. Stepping back, here's where we've been drilling at La Romana, the original gravity anomaly. These types of deposits often occur in clusters, and we've got a bunch of at least 10 other targets in the area. This yellow area is the area we're waiting to get granted, and we can't wait to get in there. We've got a bunch of big anomalies. There's an old Exxon drill hole here with 9.5 metres at 1.4% copper, and no other drill holes between there and where we're drilling at the moment, about 4 kilometres, and in a straight line to Yasna mine. Just to compare that, at the same scale, this is the Neves Corvo camp, 7 ore bodies within a sort of area pretty similar to what we're looking at here. So I think we've got an excellent opportunity here to make additional discoveries. And here's the original La Romana gravity anomaly that caught our attention to begin with. Contrast that with the anomalies at Asnocoa and Los Frailes. Los Frailes was discovered drilling a gravity anomaly, as was Las Cruces. Now we have a 3rd deposit in this area found by gravity, and we have all of these other targets in the area. So this looks very attractive for us going forward. Right, so it's early days, but this seems to be ticking a lot of boxes. Simple geometry, the size potential, the grade and thickness, and everything looks to be pretty well suited to an open pit. The mineralisation itself looks very favourable as well. Should be able to produce a high quality concentrate. We'll test that soon, and then you add that to the location and the infrastructure, and I think we've got a pretty good recipe for success. All right, Eric, I think I'll leave it there, but watch this space. Lots of news to come, and hopefully we're on to the next world-class discovery in the Pyrite Belt.